Hi. I wanted to go live in here. I tried doing it the other night, but here we are. I'm so excited to bring you this. I've been tapping a little bit for the last couple of weeks and it's completely changed my life. And I want to preface this by saying that when I first found out about emotional freedom technique tapping, I thought that it was complete BS and that it was just one of those like fluffy things that people did and kind of like tarot cards or horoscopes. And that was a couple of years ago when I first was introduced to tapping, and I maybe did it one time and I was like, this is super weird. I don't get the point of it. And I never revisited it again until recently. And then, so I started doing it, and I actually did this tapping to manifest $365 in 48 hours, and it worked. And it was just too close to just be a coincidence. I actually manifested $380 in 24 hours, and I was doing the math and crunching the numbers and adding everything up, and I was like, okay, I have to start doing this more. So I started tapping every morning. I started tapping before I'd go to bed, and I would just find random tappings on YouTube and just follow along and for whatever I felt like doing. So I thought I would introduce this technique to you all, and being that it's working for me, I always want to share what I'm doing so that you can have the same breakthroughs. So I want to also start by saying, before I get into what emotional freedom tapping is, or the emotional freedom technique tapping is, and all the different acupressure points on the body and where we're going to tap and how to do that, please go ahead and get a glass of water or a bottle of water. It's really important that you're hydrated before we do this, because we are going to be moving energy around in the body, and we need the water to flush through all of that stuff. Flush through all of that old energy. I also want to say that a lot of you are in this group. Some of you are new, some of you have been here for a while. I was thinking about it today, and just my experience in my own life, as well as any time that I've recommitted to either my spiritual journey, my fitness journey, my manifestation journey, my money journey, you name it, that it can be a little uncomfortable because you feel like, maybe not that necessarily that you're offending people around you, but you don't want to make other people around you feel uncomfortable. And I've definitely made people feel uncomfortable around me. Anytime I've pushed myself to think bigger, or just anytime I've dedicated myself to change, whether it was a partner or coworkers or whatever, or just people who weren't speaking that language or didn't understand the jargon of spirituality, or just didn't want to have those conversations that were a little bit deeper or a little bit bigger, grander, not realistic. So I felt called to say that and to talk about that before we get into the tapping, because we're in a brand new year, a brand new decade, and I'm guessing y'all have some brand new intentions just like I do. And I was thinking about it yesterday, especially because I wanted to eat a certain way yesterday, and I caved, not to my own cravings or to stress or anything, or like emotional eating or anything like that. I just caved to social pressures. I caved to how people around me were eating and what was like convenient, so I thought, and just made it harder than it had to be, instead of just like staying convicted to the way that I want to eat. And so I would just want to say, like, when you start this journey in any areas of your life that I mentioned, or just your growth path in general, it's important to stay convicted and know that other people don't have to be on this journey with us. We don't need like our coworkers or our partners or our kids to come along this journey with us. They probably will, just because they're going to be inspired by your conviction and your vibration, but they might not, and it could take years. But what I know from metaphysical work and just being in tune with your energy and the power of thought is, if you just stay committed to what you're doing and your growth journey, you can change people without trying to change them. And you can just believe in them and love them where they're at, and also treat them as if they were supported, and also start treating them as if they were supportive of your journey. And that might not make sense, but just in your heart and in your thoughts, just when you think of them, try to have light thoughts around it that are free of resentment. So, because that will be felt, and you'll notice that people will actually start to change. So anytime I've changed the way that I thought about someone, or I thought someone wasn't supportive, or like wasn't a go-getter enough in this area, and that I would outgrow them, I just started thinking of them as like that perfect partner who actually, or kid or sibling or whoever they are in your life, as that perfect person who actually challenged me to step up and challenged me to grow. So it sounds kind of weird, but the concept is just really like, you know, how would it make me feel if this person was doing this in their life? Or how would it make me feel if we did this together? And instead of trying to influence everyone around you, or letting yourself be influenced to maybe like this lower level that they're still at, just decide to be the influence and just expect everyone to rise up. And you don't really have to focus on the how or the details of that, and you don't need to focus on the words and the interactions that you would exchange with these people. Just have that energy about you. So if you need to rewatch that, because I just said a lot, go ahead and do that, but I hope that makes sense. So we're just expecting people to support us. We're not trying to change people, but we're looking at people as if they are those supportive partners, children, siblings, coworkers, mom, dad, whatever. So that being said, we can have that same energy when we are looking at ourselves. And so I know a lot of people, confidence is important, self-talk, all of this is just the groundwork and the foundation for anything that you want in your life. And so if you haven't signed up for my course yet, it's launching February 15th. Early bird pricing does end on January 5th. It's 40% off right now. So this is going to be a 6-module course, and I'll send you an email every week, and you'll have an hour training where we'll go really in depth with some like the outline of the topic that we're focusing on for the week. And you'll also have like a video just like this where we're going in depth about the topic, and there might be some tapping, there might be some meditations, there will always be journal prompts to uncover whatever limiting beliefs or and a belief is just a thought that you think over and over again that aren't serving you, that are meeting a human need now and you don't know how to let go of, and how we can rewrite those and recondition your brain literally to think different thoughts and change your beliefs, which is going to change the trajectory of your life so that you can be a powerful co-creator with the universe and have whatever you want. And so we're going to be going in depth on my process for that over 6 weeks. And you'll also have access, just signing up for the course, you'll also have access to me in another private group where anything that comes up, you can post in that group, and either the other people in the group or me, I'll always be there to answer and help guide you through that next module. It's self-paced, so if you have a lot going on, or if like your kids are going back to school from break, don't worry, you'll have access to this material for life. So right now it's 40% off. It's only $333. That's till January 5th. This is going to be the most transformational thing that you can ever do by really looking at yourself on a deep level. So I'm really excited for everyone who's signed up and taken advantage of that early bird pricing so far. So anyway, confidence. So, and this is kind of a sneak peek on the module 1 of what you'll get when you sign up for the course, because this is very foundational stuff. So when I think of confidence, to me, confidence is just this overall knowing and sureness within my heart that I also feel in my body. So it's a physical and metaphysical experience. And what is so cool to me about tapping is we don't always know what's blocking us. So tapping, we don't know what we don't know. And so tapping is really dope because it's literally psychological acupuncture. And I am a huge fan of acupuncture. So when I heard it described as that, I was like, oh, okay, like this is really cool. This is really cool. Like I can get behind that. No wonder I'm liking it now that I have a little bit better understanding of it. So I'm going to show you the different pressure points that we're going to be tapping on, and you don't have to tap super hard, but like a good example that I heard is, say you were at a rock concert and someone was standing in front of you who was like 6'5" and you're like 5'4" or whatever, and you want to like tap on his shoulder to tell him to kindly move. However hard you would tap on him to get his attention, if that makes sense, that's about how hard we're going to be tapping on these pressure points. And as I'm going, just what you'll be doing is you'll be repeating after me. And I will be pausing so that you can repeat it back to me, and we're just going to tap together. And make sure you drink a lot of water after this. And just be really like, just be in awareness the next couple of days after you do this tapping, and see if anything comes up for you, or just like notice how much more confident you are. So it's kind of wild how this works, but I say this is the foundational work, because what a lot of people get stuck on is thinking that they have to do anything or that they should do anything. And they get stuck on like, there's this big gap between where we are now and what we want. And we will never close the gap. And we often end up just like cycling like back and forth and never close the gap, because we think that we need to have proof of this said thing that we want or goal happening before we actually embody the energy as if we were already there, to close that gap and speed up the manifestation process. So what module 1 in the course teaches you is exactly how to do that. But first we have to look at what are your beliefs right here that are keeping you from getting over here. And so once we teach you how to embody, and it's a practice, once we teach you how to embody the thoughts of who you want to be, and what this said person would be thinking, feeling, the way they be vibrating, life gets really cool. So I'm excited for you. So let's just start by taking a couple of deep breaths. If you want to sit cross-legged, you can. Okay, so here are the points. So the first one is going to be at the top of your head, and you can use all 4 fingers, or if you just want to use 2 fingers, it's totally up to you. I'm just going to show you the different pressure points. And then the next one is going to be like right on the brows, right here, right above the brows. Third point is right under the eyes. Here is the 4th point. You can either do it like this, or you can tap like this. Oh, I actually skipped one. I forgot the temples. Okay, so let's do it from the beginning. 1, 2. The 3rd is the temples. Here is the 4th. This is the 5th. This is the 6th. Right under the lip. And then this is the 7th point, right on the chest. And then lastly, we have the armpit. So I like to use all 4 fingers for this, since it is like a bigger area. And it's just like right at the top of the bottom of the armpit. And you can do either side, doesn't really matter. Okay, so tapping for confidence. In 2019, I may not have been the most confident and sure of myself that I could be. But I know in 2020, this year is going to be exactly what I make of it. And I am declaring now that whatever breakthroughs I need to have in my thoughts or actions, I am willing and ready to experience. I declare that I know who the F I am. I am willing to see things differently about myself. I am willing to dream really, really big and also play and have fun with creating the next version of myself. I know that society tells me I need to be a certain way. And I know that I've placed goals on myself before that I didn't necessarily achieve. But just because that happened doesn't mean this year is going to be like any of the years before. I have really big goals for myself in my fitness, money, and love. And I might have a little fear around that. But I know if I do the work and I just keep practicing holding that energy, I know that anything is possible. I truly believe right now that anything is possible. I feel really confident knowing that the universe is here to support me. I know in 2020 that I will meet the right people who have the resources and know people that I need to know. In any way I'm feeling stuck or overweight or overwhelmed, I know I can release that fucking shit. I haven't practiced a lot imagining how I would feel if I didn't have those problems. But I'm ready now to start beating the drum of what it would be like to not have them. And I'm ready to start getting creative and playful with how my new life is going to look. I'm also willing to go slow to go fast. I know that I make up my own rules. In this life that I'm living and how I do it will unfold to me as it's meant to be. And I don't have to do it based on how anyone else tells me to. Even if they are so-called experts. I know if I make having fun and feeling good my number one priority, that those individual answers and those unique answers will be revealed to me. I feel confident now because what we just talked about makes me feel very powerful. There really isn't anything I can't figure out with the help of the universe and having a connection with the universe. I'm a spiritual being and I'm ready to be confident and manifest the life of my dreams. There is no goal that is too big or too small. I know when I fulfill my wants and needs, more people will have permission to go after what they want as well. There is room for a lot of confident women. There is a movement happening, and I am on the leading edge of that movement. This isn't just about what I want. This is about women around the world going after what the fuck they want. I'm starting to feel very confident. I know I don't need to take in account with what my life looks right now, because if I just keep focusing on that shit, all I'm gonna get is more of that. And I want new shit. So I'm gonna start dreaming and playing. I'm gonna start visualizing and daydreaming about what it would be like to be the woman I've always dreamed of. I am ready now. I feel confident now. I commit to practicing feeling those feelings of the confident version of me. Things are going to start to change. And damn, am I ready. Here's to all women around the world. Here's to giving myself permission to be confident, to show up big, to just be my damn self, unapologetically. Here's to confidence for all humans, because we all have something to give and something to offer. Amen. So make sure you drink a lot of water. I don't know about you, but my vibe is really, really high right now. Just watching this video, even if you didn't do the tapping, the first tapping video I ever watched, I think I just watched. Even watching this video is going to raise your vibration and change your life. So stay in the energy of this, stay in my energy, stay in this group. Definitely get my course, sign up for it. This is just a tidbit of what you're going to get, and I'm so excited for everyone who's committing to it. So I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching, and let me know how you felt from doing this tapping with me. Love you.